the gold secret is that you can't be motivated the whole time. And once you understand that concept, that 100% is not achievable. Let's face it, there's periods where, as motivated as I am as an athlete, I have periods where I'm 80% motivated, or 60, or 20, or 0. So that is normal. And everybody out there needs to hear that. And if you feel zero motivation, then you need to create tactics that enable you to get training. And that's the key point, that it's normal to experience highs and lows in a program that you've set yourself a target for an A race. So say you're sitting here saying, or at the start of the year, like, I want to do the Noosa Triathlon, and it's November, and you've got the journey from the start of the year to November to get yourself as well prepared to do the race as well as you can. But that's a long time. It's 10 or 11 months. So there's going to be highs and lows in your motivation along that journey. And the message is, that's normal. That's okay. You're not the only one who experiences that. But the key thing is, what am I going to do about that? How am I going to get myself? And they're the things that we talk about now, is the tactics.
And that's, on that note, it's so imperative that people know that, because you can easily fall into the trap of isolating yourself and thinking that you're the only one that's going through it, and falling into that trap because you see everyone on Strava training really well. We talk about consistency all the time on this podcast. So you feel the pressure to be consistent. You know, the coach says you need to be more consistent. And so when you're not, you really beat yourself up thinking, what's wrong with me? Why am I not motivated? But when you understand that everyone is going through it, and literally everyone, even the best athletes that you think, and everyone's somewhere on the motivation spectrum. Some people are 100% right now and they're flying, and then other people are at 10%. Then it's easier to be kinder to yourself about it and reassess and go through tactics. And before we go through the tactics, I mean, it has to be said that there might be situations where tactics aren't going to help because you simply haven't got the passion for what you're trying to do anymore. And this is a big thing that you say a lot, is you ask people, do you still want to do this? You know, overall, do you still want to do this? And if they don't, you say, well, stop. You know, don't think that I'm going to push you to do it when you don't want to do it. You know, there's just no way.
And people get shocked when I say, they're expecting me to say, oh, come on, Jordan, you know, you can do this, you know, you need to, you know, and I'm encouraging you to do it. Well, I'm not a believer in that. I want the individual to have the inner drive themselves, have the passion and the desire and the love of what they're doing to motivate them. They're the ones who selected the goal. I didn't push the goal onto them. They've come to me and said, this is what I want to achieve. I want you to help me get to that point at the end of this program. And so you're the one that has to actually come up with, what am I doing this for? The why. And if you can't actually answer that, then you need to question, should I be doing it? And we did talk about this earlier in a podcast, but it needs to be said that I'm not going to be that person to talk you into something. If you don't have the love and the passion for what you're doing, then you actually need to not do it. And I've had a couple of conversations just recently about that with people who are quite shocked that I've said, it's okay. Don't beat yourself up. If you've lost the desire for it, you're being not true to yourself by continuing on the journey that you're not enjoying.
Yeah.
So there's a difference between just losing a little bit of motivation and a little bit of direction, as compared to, I actually don't want to do this anymore. I shouldn't have picked this. This is too hard. It's impacting too much on my work, my life, my family, and they're different reasons. So you know, I just think you just really need to think really clearly about what is it that the reason why you're doing this, and once you've established that, then the motivation and what to do and how to do it is really easy.
Yeah, the tactics will work if that's what you want, but they won't do anything.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the flip side to this coin is that you don't want to also fall into the trap of questioning your own passion just because you're feeling not motivated. So if you're in that slump of, it might be a week or two where you're really not feeling motivated, you're going, oh, do I really want this? And then you're not saying quit then, because you might still really want it, you're just not feeling motivated right now. So you can try a bunch of these things.
The usual thing that I've done with you guys and your brothers and sister is, okay, I don't think you should do that anymore. And once something's taken away from you, the fear of missing out on that is enormous. So I actually said this today to one of customers who's had a bad injury and he's questioning whether he should be doing it. And I said, well, if you can't ever ride your bike again, will you be happy? Because he's thinking about not doing, you know, because it's risky, it's dangerous. And he's going, I haven't really thought about it like that. If I can't ever ride again, I'm not sure about that. But I want to have a choice. Well, I'm saying if the choice was taken away from you, that will really determine how passionate you are about it. And I use myself as the example. Someone said to me, when you turn 40-something, you'll never run again. I'll just laugh. I'd say, no, that's not a possibility. But that's actually kind of what's happened. And I would have given everything, if that was going to be the future, to prevent that from happening. I'm still trying to prevent that from happening. I'm trying all different tactics to enable myself to actually jog or run again, because I love the passion and the feeling I get as a runner. I just love that. And it's something that should be a normal activity. But the minute it's taken away from you, you want it more. And I think that's a really good point that, say to yourself, have I got the passion for this? Or if I can never do this again, would I be unhappy? And if the answer is yes, then you still want to do it. It's just that you're in a motivational...
Yeah, because you don't want to do yourself a disservice by every time you're feeling unmotivated, taking a break or being inconsistent, because that's just going to lead to inconsistent training and you're just never going to get the results you want.